Yo, what up?
Hey, yeah, we lost the live feed.
I know.
I did.
I know. Give me a second. I'm actually should be soon here. The internet down in Mike's basement can get a little weird at times. We're actually lucky that it doesn't affect the show as often as it does. But I just got a message from Facebook saying the video was done, so I just shut everything down and re-logged it up. So it should be going soon.
You sure Jerry didn't wrist you off into the board and then something got knocked askew?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Is it back on?
Well, I'm planning on this. This is going to entertain me the rest of the evening. I have to be hanging out at the hospital with someone tonight, so
that sucks.
keep it funny and eat your hat.
I appreciate. Who is this?
Mike.
Well, I appreciate.
You still owe me a lunch, by the way.
Do
you
I?
still owe me a lunch from Kickstarter.
Oh shit! What do you mean you owe me a lunch?
Oh.
The funny thing is, here, one
right.
second. Give me 1 second. Well, fuck it. I'll just leave my shirt off for a little bit. So, Jerry, what happened here is when we did the Kickstarter, one of the things was they could pay money to go out and to take me to lunch.
Oh.
But they paid the money, and they were also, it was their responsibility to buy me the lunch.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they paid it and I bought a lunch.
Uh-huh.
So some of these people, and unfortunately, some still fell through the cracks, even though it's been like 3 years.
Yeah.
But like these guys paid $69
Ooh, wow.
to take me to lunch.
Yeah.
You know, 69.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, it's a great it's a great number, and maybe I'll try to bootleg it and buy Jerry lunch too or something.
It went off by the way for a little bit.
No, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said he could. He said because technically he still owes me a lunch from the Kickstarter,
Yeah.
and now he's trying to weasel Jerry into his lunch. I don't know
Well,
when
that
we could
wasn't
do it,
part of the deal,
unfortunately.
but I don't know.
That'd be tough because I don't know when we could do it. Jerry's only here till Sunday,
Yeah,
and
I'm babysitting
Oh,
Jerry
no,
all day
that-
tomorrow. So
That was just an off the cuff, but
okay.
Yeah.
Trying to be
appreciate
fun,
what
huh?
you guys are doing, and
are you coming
appreciate What
Saturday?
you guys are doing. Oh, dude, I made sure that the Lightburdens have a babysitter. My wife is hanging out with her sister, and I'm departing Canton at 3:00 to make sure I get in the door.
Awesome.
So,
Oh, that's awesome.
No, Massey was fucking tits, and I'm glad I got there early. But I cannot miss Jerry. Tell Jerry he's
Put your
been a
headphones on,
part
Jerry.
of my humor and my laughing and making my days better for like 15, 20 years now. And the fact that I get to see the thing itself is fucking amazing.
I'm not the thing itself.
Close enough. You know what he meant.
You're the
I'm a
closest-
representative of
Yes.
the thing itself.
You're the closest we'll ever
Hey,
get to
you
the
know
thing
what?
itself.
Maybe.
Well, you know what? You're part of the trinity of the thing itself. I'm not sure what the
That's
other
right.
two parts are, but it's kind of like
Car
you
and
can
Dan,
be
or Larry and
the
Paulo.
Yeah.
physical manifestation of the thing.
Well, good, dude. I'm glad you're coming out. That's really cool, and you're coming out early. And if by chance there's a thing where people can't get in, the cool thing about Jerry is we can bring Jerry outside. So if you know what I mean, like if there's
and battery
we've
operated.
run into that before where too many people showed up to an event, and when we had a musical guest, and it's like fuck, we can't really bring them outside. We tried, but you know. So there should be plenty of room, though. I think it'll be good. So I hope people come out and.
Yeah. What's your name, sir?
Mike.
Mike. Oh, that's hard.
Well, there you go.
Hard to remember.
Yeah.
It's a hard one to remember, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll meet you on Saturday.
Oh, I am absolutely thrilled, Jerry, and the fact that I'm hearing the voice of the Jacks on my phone right now.
Yeah.
I actually I'm pulling over because this is like I'm not sure whether to laugh, cry, or otherwise, but this is absolutely amazing that I get to talk to you, man. So I'll let some other Fuqfase get in the line here, but you guys are awesome. I'll see you tomorrow.
All
Thanks,
right, Mike. Bye-bye.
Thank you, buddy. I know
Bye.
when you went to the bathroom yesterday and Adam was sitting there at lunch
Oh,
with
yeah.
us, he just looked over at me and he went, I'm on cloud fucking nine. I cannot believe I'm meeting Jerry right now and seeing and you guys being here. I mean, he was just beside himself. Like, this is fucking crazy. Listen to this guy and the message for so many years, and here he is. So yeah, I think people will be excited, Jerry.
Hey, just real quick for some people, if they're catching up, the live feed did get knocked off a little bit, just internet issue, but it should be back and going. So if
Was that our fault or
I think the internet just
Here?
the
Yeah.
split second, it can turn off in a second and
Yeah.
stuff. So that's what happened there. Also, real quick, the obvious reason they're here is the for this part anyway is a telethon. We're up to $3,919 already, man, and that's freaking awesome because my goal was at first only to make 2,000 tonight, and I'm gonna.
Dude,
that's got to be up to
your-
6,000 at this
your
point.
goal
I mean,
has to be higher than that.
So
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
raise more than that.
Right. So the point is that's awesome. Josh ended up coming through for 50, and there's some more people in here. And remember, if you give anything 30 or more throughout this telethon, you can sit with Mike and Jay himself at the November 18th at the Townsend.
Oh, yeah.
If you win the lottery.
If you win, a chance to win, a chance to sit next to Mike and Jay.
So we have two people. Are you going to draw two names? Is that the deal, or is
Yep.
it them and the?
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this. It's not gonna be done at the end of this telethon because honestly, I'm gonna need to go through here and
Yeah.
look at all the people. So we probably can say on Sunday who did it.
Yep.
But it will be two people. If you give $30 or more during this telethon, you're entered in a drawing to sit with Mike and Jay at the Townsend.
And will Mike and Jay sit on the ends and the winners will sit in between?
Perhaps. I'm not sure how that
You
works,
wait
but
and see how they look.
Jay,
it was. What,
Jay goes, "Oh,
well-
internet goes out and E takes his shirt back, puts his shirt back on.
yeah, people are pissed. You put your shirt on.
Fine.
There he goes.
Yeah.
There you go. He's a gamer.
It's just cold. That's all.
It is. It's not,
Not
like,
that I really care
Is
about
it
having a
chilly in
shirt.
here? Really?
It's coolish. It's not.
Crank up the heat if you guys want to get naked and roll around, or whatever. Not roll around.
Don't go that far yet.
Yeah, we're not going that far. I don't remember what we were talking about, Jerry, or what you
You were talking
asked.
about just how Adam at the bar, just how people he does.
I know, but I think Jerry said something after that, and I forget. Oh, we were talking about the Townsend. Yeah. So it's just expensive. It's $1,000 at least for a table of 4.
Yeah.
And so one of our fine sponsors ponied up $1,000 and donated 2 of the chairs to Jay and I. And then 2 of them E will give away. So if you donate $30 to
Yeah,
us
you're in
during
the-
this telethon, you're in the drawing.
You're in the running.
Yes, and you drew the winner today for the 6 months
Yes.
free membership. It'll
Yes,
be like
Michael.
that.
Yeah.
Michael, exactly. And we actually for Michael, I don't know if he's watching or is going to hear this, but we had Jerry sign that. The announcement that you won was typed out for Jerry to read, and Jerry wrote a nice little note on there and signed it. So we'll hook you up with that too.
should be interesting. El Prez. is
El
called.
Presidente. El Presidente is the shit. This guy was the president of Jay's law school. They went to law school together. And he's kind of a crazy character himself. El Prez, you there?
What's happening, Walters? How you doing, buddy?
Good, dude. How are you? Say hi to Jerry and Big E.
Jerry, pleasure to meet you. Welcome to Michigan. E, you have far too many layers of clothes on for this fundraiser.
It's still early, my man. It's only 6 o'clock.
Yeah, you got to work it up. Make it
down to my
last. Make it last.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
a
know. I
fast.
feel like I should grease the skids a little.
Yeah. What do you got in mind?
I don't know. I figure
Go down
what's
to some
sitting in your skivvies worth, man? $250.
To go down to what? My boxers?
To go down to his boxers?
Yeah, right down to your underwear. We'll work our way to the fig leaf. I like Boger's idea, but
Yeah, the fig leaf's a good idea. Oh, he's gonna have gross boxers on. He's probably been wearing these for a month.
No, you know what? Because of my toe problems and me taking showers every day, I actually honestly am better than I've ever been in the last
Okay.
year plus of changing these things more regularly.
I quit stalling.
Oh yeah, that plaid.
Plaid. Yeah.
Kind of an olive gray.
I don't know that I'm going to
green.
get. It's going to take a lot to go to the further level, but
Another $50. Ogden's got it.
no, 250.
I know, but
Yeah,
for another
that's-
$50, make it 300. He'll whip his dong out.
Nah. Other listeners got to step up. I can't be
Okay.
the only high roller here. Plus, I gave 500 to your last campaign.
Yeah,
baby.
that's true.
You're a
whoa!
good-
Somebody just call up to say how good they did. Just
That's
kidding,
great.
my man.
That's great. Congratulations,
Bill,
Thank
why don't you come by here at some point tonight? He's going to be here for 24 straight hours. Why don't you come give him a hand? Because I'm not doing it all day.
You can wear your mask.
Well, right now, I'm honestly on the bike trainer right now watching this and getting my training in.
Yeah.
But I got to
Don't
get
get
up
too
at 5 in the
excited.
morning.
You got to get up when?
At 5 in the morning to keep training again, and then we're
Oh,
going to
for fuck's
Northwestern.
sakes. He's a triathlete
He's
now.
just calling up now to say how
He
good he
used
is
to
at
be
everything.
he used to be a doughy asshole like me, and then he got serious, and now he's training, and he's all ripped.
Wow.
And so he can't take an hour out of his fucking workout and come over here and hang out with us.
Hey, I got
Selfish.
about an hour. I got 2 hours left. I'll come by later. I will. I'll stop on by and entertain you, E.
There you
That
go.
would
There
be
you go.
good.
Sweet.
He needs the help.
I got some friends coming in from Grand Rapids at some point too, around 10:30, 11, maybe later, to talk Simpsons.
Well, man, it sucks. I'm going to miss tomorrow night again because I'm going to be in Chicago having fun with my tailgating buddies. So.
Jesus, again,
Nice,
just
yeah.
calling up to talk about how much money
Yeah.
he has and how in shape he
Yeah.
is.
Bill's a
Dude,
solo guy like you,
This
Jerry.
this might as well just be you just paid money to have your own advertisement on a telethon is what you just did. This was not about me getting naked at all.
Well, it's funny you say that because I've just taken more affirmative steps to become an advertiser. So,
Excellent.
discussion for later.
Sounds good.
Excellent,
Sounds
Bill.
good to me.
Well, come on by later, dude. We'd love to see you.
All right, just at that point, Beatty better be in a fig leaf. Not that I want to see him like that, but
Yeah.
I'm all for raising money for charity. You're doing a great thing, E.
I am doing a great thing, and I appreciate that.
He's a good boy. He's
Just
a very
kidding,
good
I'm kidding.
boy.
Thank you, El Prez.
You got it, fellas. Jerry, have a great time. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
Michigan.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Excellent.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Bill.
You know, I
Yeah,
took the
good dude.
took
Good
those
dude.
clothes off before I saw the donation. Usually, I make the donation come in before I.
Yeah. Well, he's stuck on his Peloton bike. He can't possibly do
Oh,
it right now.
Of course,
And he's going to be on
it.
it for the next 2 hours, he said.
That's
so.
crazy.
He's training for an
Yeah.
Ironman triathlon where he's gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact mileage, but he's like gonna swim. Like a normal triathlon is something like just you swim a mile, you run 3, you bike maybe 10.
5 or 10,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's doing like running a marathon, biking like 20, and swimming like 5 or some insane amount of numbers. So he's definitely training for something legit.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, if you give me 1 second, if you want to talk a little bit, I'm gonna go put a little. Just
I don't
one.
have anything
Literally,
to say, though.
I know.
I'm just...
We'll just talk.
I'm
Literally.
out of shit.
Okay, well,
I got nothing.
Don't we
ask
have?
Jerry one question for 2 minutes.
What do you think about a 3-foot-long dong and 11-pound balls, Jerry? This is not a joke with a punchline.
It's hard to think about that.
I asked for a specific reason.
You have a picture.
Well, I have one of those blurred out ones because they won't
Oh, yeah.
show it.
Right, right,
but
right.
there was a kid and we just ran out of time and never got to this story
Mm-hmm,
earlier today. But I found it fascinating. It's a kid. His name is Horace Opioa or Opioe.
Uh-huh.
He lives in Kenya, and he's got what's called scrotal elephantiasis.
Yes.
You've heard of this?
Yes.
And so
it's a swelling.
yeah, well, you know, he blames the devil. The devil cursed him.
course.
Yes. I would say you could look at this on the flip side of the coin and say that God blessed you
Maybe.
with a 3-foot dong. That wouldn't be the end of the world for some people. He felt like this was a curse from the devil, and so he was getting made fun of. People were making fun of his huge balls and dong forever, and so he left school. Anyway, a neighbor took pictures of him and put it online, hoping that some doctor would donate his time and help this kid out, and a doctor did.
Oh, good.
And so he feels great now. He can run now.
Yeah, a lot of things you can do.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get some of the. There was some of the. So he had. They found when they took like 11 pounds of excess balls away from this guy, they found 2 very healthy testicles in the right place. His urinary tract was withdrawn in the folds that surround it. The hospital scheduled 2 operations, the first to debulk the scrot and remove excess mass, the second to reconstruct the penis into a more usual shape and size. So I don't know what that would be. What do you think? Like, if you had 3 feet and you needed to take it down, what do you think? If you went, Doc, I need you to go down to. I mean, what do you think? Do you go 10, 8, 4?
Oh, I don't know. Probably 6.5, 7.
Really? So you want to be kind of in the normal range,
Normal and just slightly longer, maybe.
slightly? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've been accustomed to being extra long.
Well, 3 feet, I would say, constitutes
Really a
extra long.
problem.
Yeah. Here's a
Because
picture
you
of
can't
him.
get erect if you have that much tissue.
So they say it was a mosquito bite.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? And it released larvae that developed into a parasitic worms that blocked his drainage system in his body, which resulted in the tissue swelling. And then, you know, Jay and I always see these weird stories a lot of times out of India, and you see some kid with like a second head, and it's like, why didn't these people get this taken care of when it was the size of a golf ball? How do we get to the point where you've got a second human on your body? You know, we never understand that. But I guess if you're just some village and you're
If you
broke,
think it's the devil.
yeah, and the devil did it. Here he is, but you can see. I mean, that bar, that black bar that's
Yeah.
blurred
Right,
out there,
right,
is
right.
going below the knee. I mean, it's
Right.
going below the knee.
Right.
There's a lot of bad remarks about me, my half naked body on
Yeah.
online right now.
Is it resulting any more money?
Not
Well,
yet.
as we know, the problem is that Bill's big donation isn't going to come until he's off after his 2-hour bike ride. So
Yeah. Well, that's all right. That doesn't mean other people can't donate.
that's true.
How would you deal with a 3-foot dong, though, Jerry?
I'd refer.
You just refer that out to someone else? You wouldn't even try? For the story?
It's not my business,
Yeah.
and you can do more harm by interfering than just by stepping out of the way.
What if that dude walked into a Jack's meeting, paid his $10?
He probably wouldn't be able to get it erect, but a lot of people could get their hands on him all at the same time.
Really?
And
Yeah.
that'd be kind of fun. That's kind of a novelty.
Yeah. For a night.
Yeah. Or maybe forever. I don't know how that's going to turn out.
What do you got, E? Do you have more questions coming in? Did the video end again?
No, the video's going. It's just
Okay.
people now. Someone's saying that maybe they'll have to pay money to, but have me put clothes on. Apparently, I'm a very disgusting person, which is fair.
Whatever it takes to get the money rolling in for those
Exactly.
people down
Yeah.
there in the South Oakland.
I did
South Oakland Shelter.
up there sitting on paper towel, mind you, but up there is probably a quarter full water bottle of some
Of your
urine.
piss? When are you going to drink this?
I told Joel I told him, dude, you gave 100. I'm not gonna chip you on it. So I told him I'd make sure. I'll probably have one more.
You're going to top it up?
Maybe not the full thing, but at least
Oh,
one
it's
more
not filled enough for you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
for Joel.
Yeah, okay. So
I'll probably do one more round, and
Okay.
that should be good.
get one more whiz in you and
Yeah.
fill that thing up.
Yeah,
Dude, do
might.
not garf that all over the board.
I know.
Have you ever, like, almost spit up or choked up from doing that? No.
You know what's fun? I've never had an issue with it. I mean, I've bonged it. I've drank right into my own mouth before, Jerry.
Yeah,
Right.
used to, whizzed into his own mouth.
Yeah.
Never had an issue with it.
See, you can't even phase him. Most people go, "Are you shitting me?"
I
But
know,
you're like, "Oh yeah,
I know. I know,
see
look
that.
at his
on-
face. His
I
face
see that
was-
every Wednesday night. What are you talking
Dude,
about?"
his face was literally just like, like,
Sure, drinking from the tap. Sure.
Sure, you piss in your mouth. Sure.
What are those?
Sure.
What are those bathhouses like? By the way, when we were talking earlier about the San Francisco, where it's like, oh, they've got 2 bathtubs in case you want to be whizzed on. Like, how does that work? Does this guy just go in there and lay down, and it's
Yeah,
like any
or
guy can
sits.
just walk by and
Yeah.
piss on him?
Yeah.
Wow. I tried to get Beth to whiz on me.
Uh-huh.
She wasn't feeling it though,
Yeah.
and I don't know what to do. How do you talk her into it, Jerry? I've heard some people say do it in the shower. Go in the shower.
That's usually a place people don't mind.
Here was my thought. I wanted to be in a diaper, and I wanted to like lay down on the ground like a bad baby, and have her stand over
And a
me and just
bad boy.
whiz all over me.
All over, yeah.
Yeah. And I wanted to whiz my diaper and have her change it too
Yeah.
and powder me.
Oh, well, that's
But-
a lot of work.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, would you grow up? I'm not whizzing on you." And I'm like, "Fuck, fine."
Well, it's a serious problem.
What? That she won't do it?
Yeah.
I agree.
And there may never be a solution.
What's my plan of action though? That's what I need to know. I need to know what my next move is.
You need maybe to be someplace where she has to drink a lot of liquids
Yeah,
and can't get to the ladies' room.
it's not a bad idea. I thought about that because I know if you like put someone's hand in warm water,
Yeah.
like if they're passed out drunk or something, like and guys will do this to each other, put their hand in warm water and then you'll whiz yourself. Apparently,
Yeah.
thought about doing that to her, putting her hand in warm water and hoping she whizzes the bed.
That's a start. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not the full fantasy.
Yeah. It sure isn't. It's not nearly as cool as me being diapered and having a whiz
Yeah.
on my chest. But,
Yeah.
I don't know.
People are
That's-
not liking me without my shirt on, by the way.
Really? That's okay. They don't like you anyways, E. It's okay.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he's all right. Well, Jerry likes you. It's good enough.
It's all for the kid, the homeless people,
Yeah.
Mike. I'm not doing this for any selfishness cause at all.
Right.
Yeah.
All for the needy. And if I have to sit here and drink and my own urine and get naked
Yeah.
for the homeless people, I will.
What are you going to do if I leave the room here and Jerry leaves the room? What are you going to do?
Well, definitely putting my clothes on, but
Okay.
That's all right.
I'll just
'Cause
start talking,
the
man.
temperature will
You know, we're
drop when we're not here.
Right. That's true. It's true.
Well, we're starting to get into the area. I'm hoping at least, 6:30 when people are more at home. There's a lot more people watching now than there has been so far. So I'm just kind of, got some start talking to people, I guess. I do have some Detroitcast stickers that I have never given out. I've taken at times to supposed to give out at events, and I just haven't.
Yep.
So I have about 5 to 8. I know it's not a ton, but I have like 5 to 8, maybe 10. And I was thinking at one time maybe people, if they wanted to call or write in and try to stump me on like a Simpsons or Seinfeld trivia. And if they got me, maybe I'll send something out, or I don't know.
They'll get you.
We'll see.
Dude, you lost Simpsons trivia to Alexa upstairs.
That's not completely true.
He did.
That's not completely true. But I just didn't know one question, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's all
whatever.
you. Well.
I don't know, Mikey.
Are people calling in? Do you need people to call in? Do you need us to carry some more of this?
844-385-3223. No, people have been calling in.
Slower.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
844-385-3223.
And that
He
spells...
does train up.
He does. He's trainable. Barely, but trainable. That spells out what, E?
Yeah, Jerry, our phone number spells out 844 fuckface.
Really?
FUKFACE.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, well, here's the
You
origin
couldn't
of
have
that.
got that.
Here's the origin of that. There was a zoo, and I don't remember which zoo it
It's
was.
Texas, man.
Was it Texas?
I'm
Okay.
almost certain.
And they were letting people bid to name the new giraffe that was born. And the winner, whoever donated the most money to the zoo, got to name the giraffe. And so I think someone paid $30,000 or $50,000, and so they got to name the giraffe, and they named it some dumb Swahili name, or whatever. And I was like, "Fuck that, man! If I won that, I'd name my giraffe Fuckface." And then I was saying that I would pronounce it Fukfase, so that kids, kids could still go, "Oh, look at giraffe Fuckface." That would be rude.
yes.
But it's like, "Oh, Fukfase."
Fukfase,
And so
nice.
Fukfase was kind of a running joke on the show for a long time. And when we tried to get a number, it was like 844 Detroit, 844 Detcast. Nothing was available. Nothing. And so we found out that Fukfase was available. And so we took Fukfase.
That's amazing.
Now, this isn't Jay related or Jerry related, Mike, but it is a question, and since you're here, it's you're related. He asked you or I, what was and you for sure being an actual worker, a favorite off air moment at Drew and Mike.
Shit.
I actually know like my favorite times, sort of like I'll tell you this. I've told this to people before that personally, on Thursdays, once I started showing up pretty much every day, Joey had the one day where he wouldn't work. So there'd be the one day where I would just be there, and you and Mark wouldn't get in till like 5:15 or whenever you got in.
6.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. And
Yeah.
but Drew would be there fucking like clockwork at 5 a.m. every day almost.
Yeah.
And I would get in real early those days because I was worried about doing the sports cuts and getting them right. Mm-hmm. And so there'd be this one moment where you or Mark weren't there, Jim wouldn't be there, just be me and Drew. And I would talk to him about Teen Mom from the week before. And to me, I was like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm talking to Drew about Teen Mom.
Yeah.
You've had so many. I get that you've had way more than I have.
So many. This is the morning show I worked on, and E was there with us too for a while, for 17 years or so, and it was big. It was the #1 show in town forever. Huge. We won twice. We won the National Morning Show of the Year award, so it was a big deal. And so asking me a favorite moment off air, God, there's so, the things that I love, we would do these Cliff Notes theaters.
Oh, yes.
And so Drew would write these brilliant scripts. I mean, they really were. They were very, very funny. Take the Titanic movie and condense it into a 6-minute thing that we'd produce and put music on, and we'd each play a role of a different character, and we'd act the whole thing out. And those were, like, recording those were so fucking fun because a lot of times we'd get the script and it was just like, okay, let's make 5 copies of this script, and we'd all be in there, and we need a girl voice, and it's like I'd run upstairs and hey, grab some sales lady, be like, can you come down and do this voice? And everyone loved doing that, and then we'd record these things, and you'd hear the end product, which was a 5 or 6 minute, epic piece of whatever, of art almost. But recording it would take a couple hours because we'd fucking be laughing so hard. Well, it'd just get to a point where, Drew had 100 voices that he could do, and he'd do a black voice and this voice and that voice, and the megaphone would come out, and so there'd be these just obnoxious lines, and they'd be so funny. And when someone would deliver it and just be like, oh yeah, well blah blah blah, and Drew would go into his black and the room would try not to. We're trying to be pros, but we'd just fucking lose it, and then trying to retake it and retake. Those kind of moments were really funny, and then I remember really stupid ones like, Mike and I cutting the promo every day, and
well, you probably at those times really did have
that one where I had that huge fart. I ripped a huge fucking fart, and Mike laughed for, I don't know, 20 minutes? 20 minutes. And it was recorded. We had the mics going because we were busy recording, the daily promo. But those kind of moments will live with me forever, where it's just has nothing really to do with on air. And I'm sure there's 1,000 more if I really thought about them. But those kind of things are the ones I think of. And there was one of those Cliff Notes. I'll have to search for it somewhere. But one of those Cliff Notes theaters that we did, it might have been Rudy or one of the last
Rudy
ones.
was awesome, by the way.
Well, I set up a camera in there, and I recorded the whole process on video, of all the outtakes and all the fucking around and all the... and that is
gold,
somewhere. Dude, that is somewhere. I have a full video of us in the studio, just an overhead shot of us recording a Cliff Notes theater. I just have to find it somewhere, but...
I'll tell you this, Mike, and Jerry, I know, unfortunately, this is more directed at Mike and some of the listeners, but my favorite on-air moment, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my favorite on-air moment, Jerry, I was an intern, is how I knew Mike, and pretty much my only role was just like on this show, is to get made fun of. It's the only way I could get on the air by being an idiot, almost, or not being an idiot,
Fair enough.
But
you're paid now, so that's good.
But honestly, one of my
professional idiot now.
When I tell people, one of my favorites, dude, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I thought I had a number for this I thought I had a phone number for this old dude, 80 years old, who set a record for oldest man to kick a college field goal.
Yeah.
And I was excited. I had the article, I had the number. I gave it to Mark. Mark gave it to Drew, and he's like, okay, let's try it. And he's like, but they were all just like, oh, this number's not going to work, this and that.
Yeah.
And they call up, and of course it's not the right number. And he's talking to this lady, and he's like, so I'm sure it's not, our idiot intern gave us this number, but are you the one who your husband kicked this field goal? And she's like, no, blah, blah. He goes, yeah, you want to yell at him for us? And she's like, sounds like he's in enough trouble already. And Drew goes, yeah, he sure is. He's 26 and he's a virgin. And she hangs up. And I was just like, Drew, you don't have to tell him. So now this lady in Alabama knows that I was a virgin. And
I totally remember that. And the funny thing was, before we dialed the number to see if it was real, nobody in the room thought it was. We were all like, oh, Eric looked it up. This is total shit. This is not going to work. We're asking him how much confidence he has, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm sure that's the right number. And we're like, no way, no way. And so when he called, that's why Drew was like, I'm sure this isn't the right person, but because my idiot producer assistant looked this up. And
then it kept going after that. And Mark eventually just told me, dude, just find me numbers in that area. I don't care if they're right or wrong anymore. And Drew just kept hammering these drops and just like, what a loser, what an idiot, and stuff. And honestly, people would think that that would be hurtful. And I thought it was fucking awesome because it made the show in the end. Not all calls all made the show.
No.
And that call made the show to the air, the next day. And it was just a berating of drops.
Dude, we had some really good interviews that never made the air. There were hours and hours. We made so many fucking phone calls, and I remember once a story got a couple days old, Drew just lost interest in it. He'd just be like, oh, whatever, man. And I remember dude, you gonna air that call we did last week? That was really funny. He's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it was funny enough. And I'm like, dude, that was pretty fucking funny. We could definitely air that. He's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll take a listen to it tonight. And then he wouldn't because he's busy. And so I know if you got a hold of that 360 machine, there were probably tons
of calls like that where you're calling some guy who had sex with a donkey.
That was just really funny shit that just we ran out of time and never aired. Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. He said thanks for answering, by the way.
Who did?
Sean Gardner?
You're welcome, Sean.
Dude, people are really reaming me for my terrible physique, Jerry. What are you going to do, though? You know what I mean? I used to be in good shape, believe it or not.
Well,
yeah.
Well, never in shape. I was never muscular. I just used to not be as doughy.
Well,
yeah, in shape is not the word.
No, I was in shape like it's weird to say this. There is a difference, though. Like aerobically, as far as no, there's anaerobically and aerobically. You know what I mean, Jerry? Do you know what I'm talking about, Jerry, or no?
A little.
There's
you can say no because I don't.
Okay, there's a difference between being buff and being having a six pack, but or being able to like your lung capacity is really intense. Like here's an example. Here's how I'll example it. I finally went to a trainer one time because I was really getting serious. No, I was really getting serious about my running the run marathon. So I go to a trainer at Bally's back in the day, and she's gonna train me, a few days a week and give me, work out with me. And she told me that I was like aerobically, as far as like running and like making me do anything where it involved running or breathe, the lung capacity, I was probably one of the best she'd ever had. But she said as far as the abs, I was the worst she'd ever had.
Really?
So like my ab and my core was the worst she had ever dealt with. Whoa. But as far as running, like if she had told me to go run 10 miles, as the best she'd
you were
ever.
a pro period runner.
Right.
I mean, it just makes sense. But really, to say you were the worst she's
Well,
ever had,
maybe
core-wise?
very bad, maybe the
Yeah.
worst. I mean, she said you might be one of the worst I've ever had.
One
Yeah.
of.
Well,
But like I said,
that's
it's-
encouraging.
Somewhat gentle.
Yeah.
No, I wanted her to say that. I mean, I was looking to get better, so I knew it.
Is this your bid to put your shirt back on?
No,
You can if you want.
The
I'm not.
bid's in.
It's not.
bids
Yeah,
in by
there's-
Elprez.
Oh, El Prez put it in. Okay.
Yeah, I am gonna put a shirt on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe you should put a time limit on these things.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Plus, if you put it back on, now someone else can pay you to take it off.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We're
That's
almost resetting.
Very smart.
We're at
Yeah.
4,200 pretty much at this point, by the way, which is
4,200
amazing.
is great.
Yeah.
We've done more than 1,000. We've been up $1,200 so far, Jerry, and it's only been 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Not bad. As long as you beat that fucking Bloink, man.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta
That's my
do.
big competition, Jerry, is Barb Bloink. Yeah, she's literally
the
just
other
a
dancers.
She's just a housewife. She's one of the other dancers.
Uh-huh.
Because all of us dancers are vying to
Right.
raise the most money. And
Right.
there is a trophy this year. They haven't done it in the past,
Oh.
but there is a trophy for the most.
Nice.
Who raises the most?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I don't know if you heard this. Jay heard it. You weren't down here when I was talking about this, but I told Jay that there's a good chance that this dancing thing at the Townsend could be the most prestigious, like, uppity thing I've ever done. Most,
Yeah.
people in black ties and blah.
Well, you've
blah.
never done proms or
No, I've never done anything like that. So I
you've
told
never
Jerry,
done a wedding.
right, and I told Jay, got an open bar. It's literally might be the fanciest thing I'm ever able to do in my life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a room, I think, at the Townsend.
You can't afford a room at the Townsend.
I said I'm not going to do it anyway, though. I said, put on a credit card and worry about that
Yeah.
next month.
Yeah.
So Ryan,
Let future Eric worry about that.
Right.
It's a few $100 a room, though.
I know, I knew what it was.
Yeah.
But here's my problem. There was a hotel only a few, 5-minute Uber ride away. But my whole thought is this is my one night, man. There's going to be girls there at this thing. I'm kind of...
Yeah.
No, but I danced in the competition. I'm technically a star. Maybe. And I can't be... I can't be getting...
another hotel.
I need to be able to just bring them right up, Jerry. I
Yeah.
can't be getting in a car, and the more you have time to think, the more they want to back out.
Yeah, it's weird because there are newer, fancy hotels with bigger room. Like the Townsend has like a living area and a bed area, but it's kind of dated. It's been there a long time, and it's not like super updated. So I don't know if you're looking for the marble and the
No, I'm
and
not.
the super fancy new shower type. Like it's just not. That
I'm more
kind of
saying,
hotel.
though, that for me,
No, I know
it's
it's impressive
it's
to have
in
a
my
room
ad-
at the Townsend.
It's to my advantage, though, to be able to
Hell
just take
yeah.
them up to the room
It's
versus
the
having...
nearest.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so Ryan called up from the SOS,
Yeah.
and he talked to me for about 20 minutes earlier, and he's like, just wanted to, we're really so happy with all you've been doing, and because of your, really effort doing this 24-hour thing, we're going to comp you a room.
Get out of here.
Yes.
Oh, I need a room too. Can you count me a room as well?
I don't think so.
I want a room at the Townsend E. Who'd you pull up?
Yeah, someone's on the line. Hello?
It's Lefevre. What's up?
Yeah, Brian Lefevre.
What up?
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Brian. Say hi to Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry's
Hi,
here.
Jerry. Woof, woof.
Hi, woof, woof, blurk, blurk.
Oh, I don't know that one.
That's new.
How
Yeah.
are you guys?
Great.
I've been watching the Eagle Cam since you went live.
Ooh.
Wow,
Worked
thank you
alone
so
all day
much.
today.
Thank you so much, man. I
That's,
appreciate that.
Kept me busy.
How's he doing, by the way? Because I was out for a couple hours, so I didn't see anything. Was he holding his own?
Mike, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know where this came from.
Yeah.
Like,
What do you mean?
I mean, normally Eric is just retarded,
Yeah. Sure.
but I mean, he stepped into your seat, and I don't know if he stoked up some of you, or I mean, he was interviewing, he was asking questions.
Yeah.
Like,
Look Look at the big boy. Look at the big boy. He's arrived. It's a magic seat, Brian. That's really the trick to the whole thing.
Oh.
Whoever's sitting in that seat comes off better than they are.
I mean, you stand most of the time. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Dude, I don't know how you do
I
this.
don't
I
know.
actually told him. I don't know how Mike does this. My back is like, I'm feeling it.
Bring the other chair over.
It's too low. You're
I
right.
don't know,
You can't
Mike,
do it.
If your
Yeah.
seat is normally sunk down a little bit further than most seats, just
Yeah.
to, you sitting, I don't know.
No, you know what
But,
it is? When I'm sitting, Brian, I look over at the screen and I catch a glimpse of the camera, and I look like a fucking fat pig piece of shit, and it freaks me out, and so I stand up, and I'm like, oh, let me see if I can stand
Well,
up and make.
nobody's good sitting down.
Yeah, but I look especially bad, and so it haunts me, and I know the camera's on, and so it's like, oh, if anyone's watching this, I look like such a mess. I need to stand up, and so that's the reason. It's really a shallow
Would
thing.
work for me, Mike. You're lucky, dude. This is no. If you were as tall as me, you always talk about being tall, dude. This would be okay. I guess I would go up here.
Yeah, it goes all the way up there. Yeah, it's
You were,
close.
side note, you were reliving old Drew and Mike stories.
Yeah.
And, of course, of just Big E being on the show, anytime, I don't know if it was Brett Favre's penis getting thrown around, and Eric, you would just hear the door slam open. You could hear Eric running into the studio just to click,
That's
get
not
the
fair.
clip of it.
What would really usually happen in those cases?
Every dick that was ever
Yeah.
around that studio came running.
That is not fair.
So we're talking about people whose dicks became public, and then we'd have a picture of it. And Brian is saying every time we got a picture of a male genitalia, you could hear Eric run into the studio and push the door open.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mark or you or Joey would kind of be like, "Hey, get in here, get in here." Mark would, like he needed something, and knowing that I know what's about to happen, and still, whoa, look who comes in here.
I don't remember. I never waved you in. I don't
Okay.
remember. I don't remember doing setup bits very often.
So I'm not talking about setup bits, though. I'm not
That
talking.
sounds like a setup bit when you call someone in just to go, whoa, look who ran in.
Okay, well, Mark did.
Okay.
I
well,
I don't think it's cliche. I don't think.
well,
it's
Mark was being cheeseball then, because I don't remember ever doing that.
I don't believe. Okay, well, whatever.
I remember you running in to see dicks every chance you got. That's what I remember.
I do remember having the green penis on my microphone the one
Yeah.
time.
So did Trudy. You
Yeah.
were. It was not exclusive to you.
That's true. I also
Play-Doh.
remember-
We fashion. We do a lot with dicks, Jerry. Do you
I,
realize that? Have you realized?
What
A
is
little
with
bit.
it? Why is
Yeah.
why is the
It
dick
feels
so?
perfectly normal.
You think so?
Yeah.
What's so
Yeah.
funny about penises, in a way?
Well,
Like, why is it so funny to just? Oh, it's a penis. Get it? Why is it sausage? Why is it funny to say sausage innuendos? Why is it funny to be like, yeah, show me your sausage?
It's not, but I know where you're going. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
that's a really hard question to
I
answer.
think
That was
men,
hard, all right.
men, boys, we're just childish by nature, I think.
Yeah.
And there's something like a girl's never going to be with a pack of her girls and go, eat my pussy, but like
Right.
guys will be like, suck my dick.
Right.
Like,
Eat
like
my
it's just-
shorts.
Yeah. But doing that, pulling a dick out and slapping your buddy in the face. Like,
Right.
Who hasn't done that,
Quite a few.
Yeah. But that's more common with guys. And
Absolutely. There's nothing.
yeah.
It's hard to slap a girl with your tits.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that though.
Yeah, I'd like to see him try.
I mean, I got written up at work for pulling my balls out,
Yeah.
So,
Well, I hear you on that one, my
It
man. I got fired,
happened.
Jerry. I got fired for showing my testicles to my manager.
As a good host, what you should do here is go,
Oh,
Brian,
good
tell me the story.
manager.
How did you get in trouble pulling your balls
Yeah, that's
out?
a good point. What did you do, Brian, that you were able to?
You can always tell your story, but Brian's going to have to go at some point.
That's a good point.
So as a host, you go, Brian, tell me, what did you do at work?
Learning how to be a host as we speak.
There
On
you
the
go.
job training,
There you go.
so I can take over from
I
Mike.
wasn't prodding to tell the story, but since you asked, I will tell the story.
Thank
There you
you. Thank you.
There you go.
I was
having
I was
so much
working
fun.
in Indiana at the time at a limestone quarry, and it's a giant open field.
you in an elevator?
And There's no what?
Never mind. Go ahead.
And there's nowhere to pee in an open field. So we had a little trailer that we kept all our tools and stuff in, and I went behind it and I was peeing, and I didn't realize that another coworker was coming around the corner while I was peeing, so I just turned around and told him that I got gum stuck in my pants. And, you know, had my balls taken out.
yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
jeez, the gum into the.
So you did the gum and the balls trick?
Yeah.
I sat in some gum.
And you know, it was no big deal. He laughed about it, and then he told the story at dinner, and my boss laughed his ass off. And then the next morning, he pulled me aside. He's like, you know, I'm gonna have to write you up for that.
Yeah.
I was like, the fuck you are? Yeah, no, I'm not signing nothing.
And he did write you up.
He wasn't too happy. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you ever done that trick,
But
Jerry? I sat in some gum. Okay, so
know
if
what it is, Jerry, the satin gum?
If you unzip your pants and just pull part of your balls out,
Yeah.
just like your scrot,
Yeah.
and just hold it with your thumb down on a chair, and
Yeah.
then start to stand up slowly. Oh, and announce, "Oh, I think I sat in some gum." And as you stand up, your scrotum stretches, and it looks like pink bubble gum.
Yeah.
And then people go, "Oh shit! Oh, it's his balls! Oh, it's his ball sack!"
I
And then
see, yeah.
you've made them all look at your ball sack.
Fine.
And so that's what Brian meant
Yeah,
when he
yeah,
referenced, "Oh, I think I
yeah.
sat in some gum."
Wow.
And then my only question for Jerry is the Silicon Valley bit with the dick to tip ratio
He's not going to know
of
that.
the full.
He doesn't have
full
TV.
stroke.
Pull the scene up, E.
Well, I know, but
Play it
has
on
you ever
Facebook.
seen,
Don't play it on Facebook.
There's no way
a
not
full
to.
dick, tip to tip, full stroke?
You know what, Brian? I'll show him this clip off air because it's too complicated to explain, and he doesn't have TV.
yeah.
He doesn't have TV, so he's.
I don't
he's
have
not
a
gonna-
phone. I don't have a TV.
Yeah,
I'm.
I'll cue it up upstairs because we don't want to play it on Facebook Live.
Well, yeah.
Are you coming out on Saturday?
All right. Absolutely. And I'm donating tonight, too, so.
Awesome, dude.
Thank
you
you,
so
Brian.
much.
Thank you, buddy.
I gotta go first, so.
Okay.
Oh, no, I got to go. I was just
Yeah,
hanging up.
we already got to go. See you, dude.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Dude, real quick, I want to say, again, this is obviously, we're sitting here talking to Jerry. We're having fun talking about penises and dicks and whatnot, but this
Sure.
is for charity. I'm doing this is a 24-hour drive for the South Oakland shelter. If you want to know how to donate, it's very easy. If you're watching on Facebook,
While you're plugging, I'm going to run upstairs. I'll
Okay.
cue that scene for you too, Jerry. That he was
Okay.
talking
It's on if you're watching on Facebook Live, the link is right there. If you're watching on YouTube, the link is there. If not, for some reason on either of those, if you go to mysouthOaklandshelter.org/dancing/Eric Fady, that's where you can help donate for my cause anyway. And honestly, if you really do want to donate, but for some reason you don't want me to get the money on my thing, donate to one of the other dancers. That's fine. Honestly, it really is just about the money for the homeless. I'm at 4,200 right now. If you donate $30 or more, anybody that donates $30 or more during this 24-hour telethon, I have 2 seats. Generously, a table brought to you by. One second. Generously bought to you by one of our show sponsors, Kyle Mayer, the accountant. I know it's not tax season, but you can always use. Oh, geez, the Poos and the Bear are here. There's got to be other reasons for accountant. Oh shit, Bear. God damn it, Bear. This is not a shit, dude. Bear. Christ. Bear, we need you upstairs, man. Okay, hold on 1 second, Kyle. I'm sorry about this. I love you guys, but man, you guys need to be fucking knocked out.
Whoa.
Shit, man. Sorry about it. Who's? Shit, I don't care, but that's shit. Like, look at that. Jeez, you alright, Jer?
Uh-huh.
Make sure my mic's still
It
working.
was a psychological shock. It was greater than anything else.
See if my mic's still working. Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you.
Okay. Kyle Mayer, KYLEMEHRER at yahoo.com, 248-521-0016.
Slower with your numbers.
Shit, it's okay. Jerry's right. Jerry's right. I'm sorry. I talked too fast. And it's not as bad maybe sometimes, but it's probably way worse when it's coming to this.
With numbers.
248-521-0016 for Kyle Mayer.
Good. Thank you, Kyle.
Wow. So that was, those are the dogs. Have you met the dogs yet?
I just did.
The one that was all over you, they call Bear.
Bear.
And the other one is Izzy, but we just kind of call him the Poos.
Uh-huh.
and listeners of this show, we actually just now refer to animals as proops.
Uh-huh.
It started off as poos,
Yes.
and then it evolved to proops, like, oh, look at this proops, or
Yes.
whatever.
Oh, well,
And so that's who you just met.
that was exciting.
Yeah, that was, they came in with like a bull in a china shop.
Yes,
I would say would be the analogy.
Gangbusters, yeah.
Gangbusters, that's true. Anything you want to talk about, Jerry?
No, I'm.
Are you getting worn out?
I'm getting quiet. Yep. getting quiet.
That's all right. You've been here way. I honestly thought if you spent 20 minutes here, I'd be happy.
Yeah, well,
So you have spent longer than that.
super happy.
I really do. Honestly, I really do appreciate it because you sitting here, and even though I feel confident that I could have talked, I did need it. Which is, by the way, one of the reasons we picked this date was the hope that you could help me. You would probably be willing to come down and talk a little bit during the thing. We were actually thinking about days,
Yes.
and this is one of the reasons we picked this day.
Well,
So
that's
you,
good. It worked out.
another person, Jerry, welcome to Michigan.
Oh, good.
People are. It's going to be fun on Saturday, man. I hope you're really. I hope
it's
you're
fun right now.
Yeah, you know what? You got to live in the moment, right?
It's been fun since the plane landed.
I have a hard time sometimes with that. Actually, trying to live in the moment and realize that enjoy what's going on right now.
That's all we've got.
Andy, dude, this is my friend. You wouldn't know him, but he lives in Montana right now,
Uh-huh.
and he works at a news station. And he's a very good friend of mine, and he's watching right now. It's so funny to see like some of these people watching. and stuff
Where
like
in
that.
Montana?
He lives in he used to live in Helena,
Yes,
Montana, which
yes,
is actually where my
capital.
brother lives right now.
Oh.
My brother lives in Helena, Montana right now. I forget what city he lives in now, but somewhere in Montana.
I see.
Somewhere in Montana.
Well, I'm learning my way around all the M states.
What is this? I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, right. What other? Have you been to a lot of states?
I've been to Minnesota. Now I've been to Michigan. I have been never to Montana. I grew up in Maine
Yeah,
and not Missouri.
not Missouri.
No.
What's your favorite state, other than maybe California?
Inebriation.
I agree with that. I I definitely agree with that. I agree. Yeah, you got me on that.
You didn't. You weren't expecting. it.
Inauguration's great, man. I can't wait to get going here. I think I'm going to start around 9ish.
Uh-huh.
That's when I'm going to start drinking
It's
a
good
little
to
bit.
pace yourself.
Yeah, I have a problem where I have a problem, but not a problem in the sense that I'm pretty okay at binge drinking. And by that I mean I can do it,
Yeah.
so I shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Is my point. Like
yeah.
I'll do it. Someone asked, somebody, and what you'll find, by the way, Jerry, is we've been going. I mean, I've been going now we're going on almost 5 hours now, which actually seems crazy. There was a time when I thought a half hour seemed like a long time, but you've been on here for almost 2, I think.
That's right.
And so people are coming in now. It's 6, almost 7. People are getting home from work, and some people didn't catch earlier stuff, obviously. And so someone asked, like, does Jerry like drinking? And we kind of already covered that.
Well, that's okay.
But if you want to.
It's what we call loop learning in school. You have to repeat yourself at least 3 times before people get the message.
I totally need that for myself, by the way. But if you want to answer her question, do you enjoy drinking?
I enjoy drinking many things. I drink a lot of water. I drink beer. I don't drink wine unless it's necessary.
As far as alcohol, is really just beer? Do you do any liquor?
Hardly ever. Once
Hardly
or
ever.
twice a year.
Gotcha.
If it's being served or
Right.
it's excellent brandy or something, I certainly try it.
What do you like to do on New Year's Eve?
Stay home.
Stay home. Do you watch the ball drop?
I don't have TV.
Oh, duh. I shouldn't even. This guy wants to know what have you seen in the D so far in Detroit?
Oh, the airport. I saw a little bit of the airport, and then I saw La Quinta, which was kind of cool. I couldn't get the heat to warm up, but they were very nice. I saw the downtown area. Tim took me around the stadiums, the Renaissance Center, the Lewis place. We saw the Lewis Fist. We saw the giant tigers.
You saw the fist. Nice.
Yeah.
Did you like the fist?
Sure, yeah.
Was there a sexual joke made when you saw that?
I don't, not between Tim and me.
Okay.
Him
and I.
No, him and me.
Oh, he said. I thought I caught you, Jerry.
No. So then we drove around some of the deserted areas, some of the industrial areas, some of the neighborhood areas.
Sounds like he actually showed you some of the stuff, the not necessarily pretty stuff, too.
Oh, absolutely, because that's one of the things I wanted to see. And
the porn, they call
we
it.
went to Hamtramck, and it was nice. It was a very interesting mix of the old Polish and the new Muslim populations. And I think it's quite interesting. we passed the water tower near the zoo, seen that, and gosh, the quaint little restaurant, Franklin Grill.
Smug
So-
restaurant, as we like to call it up here. But
Well-
you have not been to the Orchard, right? Yet?
Not to the orchard.
I'm assuming you'll
Or
get
the
that in tomorrow.
Cider factory, yeah, maybe tomorrow. And tomorrow's DIA, and I want to say the Penobscot building, and I guess
You're
they
getting
say
a lot
the
in.
Guardian building is supposed to be worth seeing.
Yes, man. You're getting a lot in.
Yeah, yeah,
Probably
yeah.
as much as you kind of could maybe get in, considering you're not really driving yourself around. And
Well, I'm probably seeing more this way. If I were driving, I'd be spending half of my time
that's a
trying
good-
to figure out where I am and
That's
how
a
to
good
get
point.
there.
that is a good point. Oh man, I might have to go for some of my Mountain. It's too early to go for Mountain Dew, though, huh?
Oh, I
Probably.
don't know.
Let's see what we got here. Just 1 second. Oh, are you gonna? I don't know. You know what? Do you like pizza?
Yeah, I like pizza.
Okay.
I had pizza last night for dinner.
Did you? Would you? Oh yeah, you went. You're right. What do you like on a pizza?
Oh, well, I like a lot of stuff, and I'm always surprised that people don't have, 7 or 8 kinds of toppings on the pizza. 1 or 2 seems normal, and that seems not enough, really.
You know, someone says it's funny. Someone says here, take it to a haunted house. But they probably don't know. But you're not as into the scary stuff.
Not particularly.
Just not as much.
It's not my cup of
Do you
tea.
scare easily?
I don't think so. I mean, there's existential fear, and then there are irrational fears, and there are rational fears.
Right.
So,
It is a weird thing, though, isn't it? Because like the reality is, a haunted house. I'm terrified of them. I don't go. But it's like that literally 98% of the time, nothing is going to happen.
right.
But I am scared of it.
Well, I've been on both sides of the haunted house experience.
You've worked at a haunted house.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I can't remember.
Did you? But did you? I mean, were you a person that jumped out and boo? Or
No, we remember I sold the Halloween shop. So I worked when I worked at Sears, and so I know what elements go into making the haunted house. So it's when I'm experiencing something like that, if I'm forced to, it's usually how well is it done that occupies my mind, rather than am I scared, am I surprised, am I taken by surprise.
yeah, I gotcha.
I could admire the workmanship. For instance, the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland was not as interesting as having lunch upstairs at the Blue Lagoon restaurant and hearing people screaming in the background.
What are you talking about?
It was more interesting to hear the people screaming rather than being down there with them when they were doing the
Gotcha.
screaming.
Yeah.
I'm not a big horror fan. I understand it has its meaning and value, and a lot of people go for it. It's just not my thing.
Do you have like I hate snakes? Do you have anything like fear of heights, fear of something like that?
I wouldn't call them fears. I'd call them discomforts.
Comfort. What does that mean? What do you mean by comfort?
I'm not comfortable around snakes.
Okay, I gotcha.
But it's not that I'm afraid exactly. I'm not afraid that they're going to do something to me.
Yes, I'm
It's just
listening.
that
Sorry.
I'm not comfortable.
Larissa asked
The
about.
longer I'm around a particular snake, of course, the more I get used to it.
I can't even. I don't
I had
even
a
like.
python loose in my station wagon.
Are you serious? What? How? How big of one? And what
One
was
of
the circumstance?
Well, our friend Juan is a dancer, and he had 2 snakes, and he would do snake dancing. And I had to drop him off once, and one of the snakes, Carmen, got loose. And we didn't know it. I dropped
no,
Juan
that would
off,
be
and-
my worst
and
nightmare.
His other snake, and he took the other snake's case, but he somehow didn't notice that Carmen had got loose until I parked the car and said, "Oh, there's somebody creeping around in my."
How big was the snake?
Oh, 8 feet.
Oh my goodness.
So I, went back to where I dropped him off and said, "Well, I think you got a snake."
This guy says you'd think he would love snakes.
Well, he loves he loves his snakes.
There's a lot of anytime you bring up anything that's remotely sexual, they're
Yeah.
gonna take it there, especially
Yeah.
just with the kind of look at a python loose in Jerry's car. Come on, really?
Yeah, it's a little shocking.
I bet there was a python loose, huh? Oh man, Jerry. What was I? I was gonna ask you.
High places, not too comfortable.
Not too comfortable. Yeah, I don't like them. I was just recently. My dad. As I've mentioned, I live at home, and my dad was wanting me to help paint the house. and I don't like climbing up ladders, man. And that's the one thing he wanted me to do. And I started climbing up, and after about 6-7 feet, maybe, I was done. And my dad was not too 33-year-old son. I live at home, and here he just wants me to help out a little bit, and I was just too scared to climb a ladder.
Well, that's maybe rational and maybe irrational, but certainly you didn't fall off. You didn't break your arm.
I didn't, but that's because I was scared that if I stayed up there, because he wanted me to climb higher. He wanted me to climb twice what I was doing, and I was not comfortable with it.
And then you get up there and you're supposed to do painting.
Yeah, I was supposed to sit here and hold
this.
this thing.
Yeah.
And so then I had to sit down and just help him out, kind of barely, very barely helping him out. So, yeah, I don't like heights. I don't like snakes. But other than that, I'm pretty okay. Oh, man.
Women.
What?
Women.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You know what's funny? I'm not I know this is not normal. This is not abnormal. So what I'm about to say is nothing normal. I don't think abnormal. But I think there are guys that are literally scared to talk to women or talk to girls. Or as long as a door can get open, I'm fine. I'm not like shy. If someone can just approach them and open the door, or for some reason they came up to me and said, "Oh, I like your hat." I don't know, for whatever reason. I can ask them questions and talk to them, but it's that approaching women. I just feel so self-conscious about it, Jerry. I feel like they know I'm hitting on them. Oh my God, they probably think I'm a weirdo. They probably think look at this weirdo hitting on me, and I just get really hard with that, man. But it is what it is.
Yeah, you'll get over it, maybe.
Maybe. My hope was really, as a kid growing up, is that I would just get famous to the point where people would just deal with it.
You're on the brink of fame.
Right, that's my hope.
Yeah.
So, it's Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, when they see how good you are, they're going to say, "Oh, I could take a spin around the floor with him."
Right. So you don't watch sports. We talked about that. You didn't really talk about it on the show today. Did you ever get into any level, though, of any kind of competition? Do you watch the Olympics at all, or is it
Not much. No TV.
Do you get no want for that kind of competition? Do you just not get into competition?
No.
Are you competitive?
Some ways. I play Scrabble.
Do you?
Yeah.
I could see you being dominating in Scrabble.
Sometimes I'm very good, and sometimes I lose. It's the letters you get dealt and how the board lays. Sometimes you got wonderful stuff and you can't use it, and it's not necessarily a reflection on your intelligence. It's a combination of factors. So I don't mind losing, especially because I play with really skilled players.
Do you?
Yeah, so it's not a problem.
I'm a god awful speller, so I can't do Scrabble. But
yeah.
but you want to win when you play. You want to win.
Of course.
Okay. So you're not completely just like, well, whatever, man.
No, and if I win, I can have a pastry to celebrate, and if I lose, I can have a pastry to console myself.
That's a great way to look at it. The reality is, because I'll tell you this right now, like I'm very competitive, even though I'm bad at things. I hate losing, and I will. My dad used to constantly have to yell at me, like we're just playing 3-on-3 in the gym with friends, and I'd be like swearing and stuff, and my dad's like, "What? Grow up, dude." And I do not like it, and I would be very immature about losing, and it's like it probably hurts you in the end. They say it gives you ulcers, and it's not good.
Yeah.
Well, it's not good to be just
No. Wrapped up in it.
Right. What do you think the craziest thing you've ever done in your life is, Jerry? In your opinion, I know there's a
fly to Detroit.
You think this is it?
No, I'm joking.
Do you think this is in the top 10?
I would have to give that a lot of thought. It's really
Gotta be pretty
I mean,
gutted.
it's a long life. I have to look back over a long life. And
Did you ever think you'd live this long?
No. I thought by the time I was maybe 32 or 33, they would have set off all the atom bombs and it'd be over. I wouldn't have to.
Were you really scared at that? You grew
I
up in a
wasn't
time
scared. I was just resigned to it.
But did you think that was going to actually happen at some point?
Yeah. So like a lot of people in my generation, I did not plan for the future.
It's funny. I kind of always thought I was just going to die at 30 because I kind of lived a wild life, younger lifestyle, and now you're sitting at I'm 33, which isn't much older, but it's older than that. And now I'm like, dude, I don't want to. I'm not ready for this to be over yet.
Yeah, and that's getting good.
Do you have any goal? Would you like to make it to 100, or do you care?
No, not that kind of thing. Yeah.
Do you fear?
My dad's family had a lot of people who got to be over 100. Apparently.
Did you?
If they didn't die of something else, as my
Right,
grandmother
right.
put it.
I used to want to live to 116. I remember as a kid because 2000, when the year 2000 came around, that would mean I was 16, and 100 more years would mean I would have lived through technically 3 centuries.
Yes, yes.
And now I'm like, are you kidding me? 70 more years of no, I don't know if I want 70 more birthdays and 70 more, Christmases and these moments that we have to pretend to blah blah blah. The hassle.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. But I don't know when I want it. You said yesterday that you're not necessarily religious, but you're spiritual.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you believe in an afterlife?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
What do you think?
I have people around me who do, and I have people around me who don't, and I haven't made up my mind yet.
I gotcha. I have to say that I definitely believe in a heaven and a hell.
Well, I believe in heaven and hell. I think we're in them right now.
That's what some people do say that.
Yeah, that's why I'm one of them.
But then if you think that, do you just be living together amongst the people that are bad and good?
Yeah.
And then does anything happen after that then?
Well, I don't know. Again, you've got a lot of questions today. I have no idea about the answer.
Look at this guy. Jerry from the Jacks and E are hanging out right now. This is happening. They're liking it, man. I mean, they're definitely. I mean, considering, like I said, I'm going on 5 hours, and you're going on, I think, 2 now.
At least,
if not more.
I'm sure more. It feels like a long time.
And I know I keep saying to you, feel free, of course, whenever to mosey on, but I will sit here and talk as long as you want to.
Well, I'm gonna finish off my drink, and then I'll go on.
And like I said, I'm not trying to kick you out by any means, but I know it's been a while, and I know you've had a long day.
They've been quite long.
You have a few long days coming up still.
Filled with adventures. Mm-hmm.
And think about it, man. Something you just would never have thought about, probably. Life is crazy. Like that. I know for me personally, that guy listening, calling, I know I haven't spoken as much about it, but I used to be a Drew and Mike fan before I was an intern. I started listening in high school. And so Mike Walters here, it's really a crazy thing where Mike Walters, actually the guy, your boy, hello, Mr. Walters. I wanted to do radio my whole life, Jerry, and I was at a point, I was 25-ish, and nothing was going. I wasn't finding jobs. I was working at a grocery store, living in my friend's basement, and I hated my job, hated what I was doing. And all of a sudden I was like, I went to school for radio, whatever happened. And I messaged a bunch of people in the area, and a few got back to me and said no. A few never got back to me. And your boy Mike, that you said has such a zest for life, is the one that got back to me and said we could actually use an intern.
Wow.
Gave me a shot as an intern. I started getting on the air as an intern. Got a job in the west side of the state at a small radio station. And then when he started the show, he asked me to be a part of it. And then, you are correct in saying that he is a very kind soul and a very good person. I literally owe everything I have to him as far as my professional. I have told him this before, and it gets weird because guys sometimes tend to be too emotional to each other. I met Mike Walters, first started having contact with him in December of 2009. I became an intern February of 2010, and every year since I've met him has been my life has been better than the year before it. Because ever since I've met him, my life every year I've lived has been better than the year before.
I believe that,
and that has come from Mike Walters giving somebody a chance for sure. So not that I had to tell you that necessarily, but I thought I would.
Well, it's good. It provides an anecdote for people listening in. That one person can really can change the world.
And you know what? I didn't mean to do it like this, but because you brought it that way, it can show you that people in this, giving money. I'm trying to raise money here, and sometimes people do think, oh, only $5, only this. It all matters.
It does.
And as I said earlier, even just sharing the link and hey, if you can't give, but you can share and share it to more other people, and maybe someone else can give. So you're right. It's crazy. Someone said he's going to cry. Sometimes I do get a little emotional when I talk about Mike sometimes. Well, I've had a few drunk calls to Mike, like, man, thank you, dude. Everything. If it weren't for you, man, no one else saw anything in me. And they didn't even want to give me the job as an intern. The 3 people that interviewed me said no. And Walters met me and it's like, are you kidding me? This guy can't even sit in his chair without falling down. We need him. Like Walters, three other people had interviewed me didn't even think they wanted me. And Walters came in and said, no, this guy needs to be here. And I'm awkward now, but I was 20 times more awkward back then.
I believe it.
It did that. It led me into doing stand-up comedy, which happened because of the show.
Yeah.
And even though I'm awkward now, it's funny that I did kind of find a job that I wanted to do that also helped me literally get better as a person. Like, it's helped me almost like therapy.
Well, having a job you enjoy is really, really important, and it's a luxury many Americans never get.
No, you're right. It is, and I'm very lucky that I've had parents that have supported me. And you know what? And to be fair, when they didn't want to, neither of them wanted me to do radio. They made me save up for my radio school that I went to, and they tried kind of everything they could to not have me do it, but not to the level that they didn't help. Didn't keep the dream going.
Yeah.
They didn't say they if it weren't for them, I wouldn't even be able to be here either. But like they didn't even want me, which is why I always say that's the best thing you can say. They didn't want me to do it, and they still didn't stop me from doing it.
That's important. Yeah,
very
that's
important. Oh, okay, that's enough of that. I'm sorry. That's
well, thanks, Dad. Thanks, Mom.
Right. Yeah, my mom, I think, is actually listening to some of this, which probably horrifies her. But it is what it is.
It's not intended to be obnoxious.
It's not. It is what it is, and she knows.
Yeah.
Well, my mom has. When you grow up with somebody like Mike Walters is like that, people that want to do entertainment or something, like I just knew I wanted to make people laugh and talk for whatever. And when you do that, though, those people tend to be like Walters and me. Like we don't think about the fact of our mom, listening to you talking about jacking off or some shit. So. What's going on, Mike? You missed me out. You missed it. I was about to cry over you.
Yeah.
I was telling Jerry about the story of how you got me my really the only person who ever thought I was anything. People were like, Eric's about to cry. He's crying. Oh, dude, the dog. The poos came down here.
Yeah, they were a wild thing. For a moment.
Yeah.
I'm still learning, Jerry.
Wow. Oh,
Hello.
I heard that little snap.
Yeah.
Hello,
That was due to the bear, my man.
Oh yeah.
The bear. Oh, bear.
Oh, bear. Bear.
You wanted to be a lap dog.